Bij Microsoft is het over 2 minuten een praatje over wat ze allemaal kunnen. Ik ben benieuwd. Het is wel grappig. Het is echt een grote kermis hier. En alles is hier shiny.
Oh. Now, beyond just looking at the page and how it looks, we also have cognitive services. These are from Microsoft. Using our AI and machine learning techniques, I can, with a single click in the upper right, turn on syllables, and I just broke all the words on the page into syllables with a single click. There are teachers that take sticky notes and will break those one at a time with students. Now, student does it independently, teacher gains back time. I can also, with a click, highlight all the nouns on the page, or the verbs, or the adjectives. So parts of speech with a single click are now highlighted. So you can see now, students can personalize to themselves, and it's just the way that they're using these reading tools. The last thing I'm going to show in the Immersive Reader was inspired by reading rulers. So raise your hand if you know the reading rulers where you cover up a lot of the page and just show a little bit. Yeah, reading rulers. We call this line focus. And so with a single click, I can focus all the lines just looking at one. I get a text-to-speech.
Valleys.
And it will automatically scroll. So my eye stays in the same line.
Landforms are sometimes
It's not
called
going over the
physical
page.
features.
I can scroll it manually over on the right here, and I can choose 1 line or 3 lines or 5 lines. It doesn't matter. What's really important is that I can personalize this in a way that works best for me. So that's built right into OneNote. The other thing that's nice is you might say, well, how do teachers take content from the analog world and pull that into the digital world? So with Office Lens, free Microsoft app, you can take a picture and send it directly to OneNote. Or I can just be on the web and clip something and put it into OneNote, any picture, any printing, and if I hit the Immersive Reader, we run OCR automatically. So we'll see all the familiar things: spacing, syllables, nouns, parts of speech, and a little bit of text-to-speech.
Stumped that she felt she had to ask my permission to find her own.
So now I'm just reading right off of that picture. So we talked about changing the background color. We've talked about short line mode. I'm just going to make that narrow. We talked about text spacing, syllables, maybe a little bit of read aloud. I highlight what I want and hit read aloud. That's all built into Word.
Landforms is called physical geography.
Because it's Word, I can also edit. So here's a picture it shows, and if I type mountain, you can see it's actually breaking the words into syllables as I type. The other thing that's important to note is this is Word, and Word co-authors. Now, who here knows that Word co-authors? It's a co-authoring machine. Not many. See, that's unfortunate. But co-authoring has come to Word many years ago, and co-authoring was awesome in the year 2010. Remember 2010 when co-authoring came out? It's like, wow, that's really cool. Co-authoring, that style, is old school. Because this is inclusive co-authoring. This is 2018 style co-authoring. Because if I hit close, you'll see I didn't actually change the Word document. It's a special skin on top of the Word document. That means I can co-author like this, and you can co-author and personalize in a different way, and you might be doing it a different way. All 30 people could be looking at that Word document in a radically different way, and no one cares. So that's what we call inclusive co-authoring, and it's much more modern than the old way of co-authoring. Now, some of you also might say, well, it's not just the technology, it's the independence, the confidence, the destigmatization. And also with educators in terms of writing. How do educators give enough feedback and teach students to do more self-assessment and doing things about having better student conversations? We've also been thinking about dyslexia and spell checking in Word. We now have dyslexic spell checkers built into Word that are tuned to special typing and spellings that people with dyslexia might make that the spell checker can still identify that it couldn't before. And we focus the words more. And you can have read aloud on every word. And I'm going to switch over and show you just what that looks like here very quickly. So if I'm in Word, first off in the upper right, there's a dictate button. I'm not going to launch into dictation right now, but in Word and in PowerPoint and all those other apps, that dictate button is speech to text built in. But I'm going to hit right click here on a misspelled word, and you'll see every word now I can read aloud. And it makes
similar.
If you're deaf and hard of hearing, you can have real-time translation going as you're talking. And I have an example here where it'll real-time translate English into Welsh. I can also take my phone and take this off here and connect through Microsoft Translator on my phone. So what we can have is any student in a multilingual class can connect in their language. So I can be talking in English and connect with Microsoft Translator and it's reading it back in real time in Chinese or 60 other languages. So what that allows is multi-language communication with students, not only deaf and hard of hearing, but non-native speakers. We also know that engaging the parents is critical with non-native speakers. How many of you have non-native speakers in your classes or schools? And how many of you have rich conversations with the parents of the non-native speakers? It can be challenging sometimes. This is a principle in a school. This is happening now. This is not Star Trek.